gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for the Week 5 Connected Franchise recap. We had a lot of things that happened this week, but let's just start here. I know I've had some people reach out to me and ask kind of what happened. I don't really feel comfortable going into details. I just want to say, I was proving my innocence, and that's all I have to say about it. But let's just go ahead and dive into the games. First up, Jason Smith with the Chargers. Those guys went ahead and they had a bye week, so they didn't play anybody. So they're still at 4-0, and their guys are just getting a little bit of a rest this week, and they'll be back in business next week. We also had 2 computer games, and that was Coach Luke McKenzie of the Bears, and he ended up playing the Commanders, and he moved on to 4-1. He beat them 31-10. So much more of a game that we're, more used to seeing, I guess, out of Coach Luke McKenzie, taking care of business with these CPU games. So it was a good work there. Now this next game, Jake McKenzie with the Lions coach over there with the Lions. This is something that you're going to see happen here soon. And he went ahead and won 70-31. That is a lot of points scored in that game. 101 points total scored. He went ahead and took care of the Panthers. That's kind of games that we're going to be typical of seeing in computer games, especially as our guys get morale, especially as our teams get better and we start to figure out what's working and what's not working. So, yeah, they move on to 4-1, those Detroit Lions. So the NFC North is looking pretty formidable with the Bears and with the Lions both rolling. Next up, we had 2 user games this week. To start off, we had Coach Andrew Vincent Rogers going against Coach Cannon. So we had the Vikings versus the Chiefs, and the Chiefs went ahead and took care of business. They put a bit of a shellacking on the Vikings, 52-37. It was a close game back and forth, but ended up pulling away by a couple scores there. It's a tough game. Obviously, the Vikings moved to 2-3, and the Chiefs moved to 4-1. Zach, with the Chiefs, has those boys rolling. He's now won 2 user games. He beat Jake first week. Pretty crazy play, I know that we remember, and now he's taking care of business with the Vikings and Coach Andy. I know it's a tough loss for Coach Andy. He's lost quite a couple user games so far. Let's just hear what he has to say about the whole game.
Okay, obviously tough loss here today, to a very good Chiefs team. A lot of firepower on the offensive side of the football. Once again, we didn't play very well on defense. Starting with me calling the plays. We have to be better on the defensive side of the football, or we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go anywhere at all. Offensively, Bijan Robinson had over 200 yards, and that should be celebrated. But overall, very disappointing game for us and our team. I'll take any questions.
Andrew, this is your most points given up in at least 5 seasons. What is your reaction to that?
Quite know it was that bad, to be honest with you. You're the first one that's brought that up to me. But it doesn't surprise me. We played incredibly poorly. Starts with the tackling. We didn't tackle well. We didn't play our zones well. We left guys open, and man, we couldn't stay with their, particularly Jamison Williams got past us a time or two. Jordan Love obviously threw 4 or 5 touchdowns. Can't have that. Can't have that. If we're going to be a disciplined defense, we obviously can't have that. It's just incredibly frustrating right now. But I know that there's a way to fix this, and I'm going to look into it on the film, and we're going to figure this thing out.
Coach, another 2-interception game for Deshaun Watson. Have you been evaluating his play? Are you considering
I think
a change?
Deshaun's doing what we're asking him to do, right? He's turned the ball over a little bit, more than we'd like to see, but Deshaun's doing what we're asking of him to do, okay? he's managing the game properly and he's hitting the open receivers. We have to cut these turnovers out. One way or another. But Deshaun's done a good job for us. And at the end of the day, this falls on starting with me, and working, its way down to the execution, because we haven't been executing to the standard that's going to win us Super Bowls.
Coach, in terms of the overall team morale, how are the guys in the locker room feeling? Are they starting to give up, starting to lose hope?
We're in week 5. It's tough for me to sit here and tell you that the morale is taking a tank. It's tough for me to sit here and say, the morale is going to hold steadfast. What I'm going to tell you is that I got a group of fighters, and that I got a group of talent, that I got a group of hard workers. All right, so when we put our game plan together, these are the things we're looking at. We want to put our best guys in the best positions so we can score points, so we can stop guys from scoring points, so we can win games. All right? We're just not doing well enough in that category.
Coach, you seem a little bit more agitated than normal. Is there, something in particular attributing to that?
Well, we just lost, giving up 52 points and putting up 37 on the board. So I don't quite know what you expect me to come out here and be joyful and be, happy-go-lucky. No. I'm starting with me, starting all the way down to this team. We're all pissed off right now. All right, our fans come out. They wait a long time with the lockout being the way it is, and then they see that on the field. That's piss-poor performance. All right, we can't have that. Plain and simple. Okay? We're going to get back into it. We're going to get back in the lab. We're going to figure some things out. But for right now, it's just not acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Andy. Yeah, I know it's a tough loss. I know that he's a really old school coach. I know that he has coached a lot in these franchises. He knows how to get this team turned around. He is a team builder. He had unfortunate luck where he wasn't able to use his team to start the franchise. He was busy. He was moving. Had a lot of stuff going on. I have full belief that the Vikings are going to get things turned around, and Coach Rodgers is the right guy over there for that. Unfortunately, you know how it goes with Coach Cannon. He doesn't give us coaching interviews. He kind of just flips us off and keeps moving, but he's got the program over there to maybe make a run. Those Chiefs, man, you never know. All right, without further ado, this is our final game. It's really the game of the week. It is Coach Snipes with the Raiders and Coach Zay with the Packers. And boy, it was one heck of a game. The full game is actually up. You can go watch that and view that. And that's how we're going to be doing things. You can view the whole game and you'll get a chance to see that. But I wanted to go ahead, if you had not seen that, I'll give you this time. Go watch it. If not, here we go. We're going to roll into basically the shortened version of this game with some highlights. Let's see it.
Raiders snap the ball. First drive. Got a man deep. Going. Quintez Cephas nearly picked off. Taken down to the 18-yard line. They had to settle for 3. Raiders are up 3-0 after the first drive. After a stop from the Packers, they hand it off here to Derrick Henry. It's down. Going to the 50-yard line. Trucks a man. Goes down after a 15-yard gain. They go back. Aaron Rodgers rolling out. Lobs it over Matt Judon. Quintez Cephas again. Down to the 14-yard line. Then after that, Rashid Shaheed jukes out a man and is in for a touchdown. Raiders up 10-0 early. They stop the Packers again, and then on 4th and 4 in their own territory, they go deep to Cam Sims to the 15-10-5. Raiders touchdown, up 17-0 early. 4th and 5 here. Finds a man, Tank Dell. Packers needed that. Continuing the drive. Anthony Richardson looking, throwing, triple coverage, knocked down. 4th and 6, 4th and 11 actually. Going deep, and it is picked off this time. Thompson picks it off, runs it back out to about the 14-yard line. Raiders here get the ball. They're going deep again. Rashid Shaheed down the sideline. I don't think anybody's going to catch him. 30, 20, to the 10, 5 touchdown. Raiders 24-0. Packers here trying to get something going. Finds a man down the seam. Jamison Crowder breaks a tackle. Richardson looking, throwing, and it's picked off. Bobby Wagner. But there is a flag. There is a flag. Let's see what it is. Defensive pass interference. Yaya Diaby. There's life in the camp. Down. 2nd and 1. Going to Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown. These Packers have life. They get the ball back after a turnover. They're going Tyler Croft, my apologies, down to the 15-yard line. Anthony Richardson now rolling. Oh, and it's picked off. Bobby Wagner. This one not called back. Raiders getting the ball. Play action. Going deep, and it's picked off by Malik Hooker. Back-to-back plays of interceptions. And he's back down to the 16-yard line. Packers get the momentum back. Throwing Jahmyr Gibbs, tough catch, down to the 7-yard line. Going right back to him, handoff, touchdown. Packers, 24-14. Derrick Henry has his X-Factor, breaks a tackle. Looks like he could take it all the way, but he's tackled down to the 48-yard line. Aaron Rodgers takes the snap, going deep on 4th and 11, but it's incomplete. Packers get the ball back, 3rd and 5. They're looking deep, and it's knocked away. They take their 3 points here. Takes it to a one-possession game, 24-17. Raiders getting the ball back. 3rd and 1. All the time in the world, it's sacked. Fumble. Raiders scrambling to try to pick it up. And they do. 4th and 16. Raiders punt it away. Packers get the ball back. Jahmyr Gibbs. Good carry, bouncing off defenders. 15 yards, up to 118 yards and 2 TDs. Now going in the middle field. Tank Dell down to the 9. Play action here. Anthony Richardson rolling out. Finds his man, Tank Dell, corner of the end zone, touchdown. We have a tie ball game. Raiders gonna drive. They got a chance to put it away. 1st down, Quintez Cephas. Now they got their man, Rashid Shaheed, on a diving catch down to 44. Play action. They got a man again. Again it's Shaheed. Down to the 15. They got all the momentum. Screen pass. And it's picked off. DeForest Buckner. There's no one around him. Get the lineman, catch him. He's at the 40, the 30, all alone. The 10, the 5, and touchdown. Packers come up 7 points. Raiders have a chance to drive. It's to Shaheed. 2nd and 10. They go to Njoku. Down to the 39. 20 seconds left. 4th and 10, and it's incomplete.
Oh, man. What a tough loss. What a tough loss for Coach Snipes. And, I mean, he was up 24-0. He had 24 unanswered points on Coach Zay and the Packers. And then Coach Zay and the Packers went on a 31-0 run to close out the game. And that pick six by DeForest Buckner was so killer. He could have just thrown it away. Coach Snipes was down there in field goal range, and all he had to do was, take 3, and he he's likely to win that game. His defense was playing all right, but it's a tough loss. Let's just see what Coach Snipes has to say about that.
Coach, I'll start with the obvious. 24-0 lead, 31 unanswered in the second half. How do you let that one slip today?
My opponent played well. Congrats, Zay, on the win. He adjusted on both sides of the ball. We didn't adjust at all. And so when that happens, usually, get crept back up on. There's some things on both sides of the ball we did done better, execution-wise, user-wise, play calling-wise, especially. We kind of just, we let one slip for sure.
Coach, how do you address the team after today?
Same way we address them every week. Win or lose, we try to address them the same way. Obviously, you have to acknowledge the fact that, we flubbed this up as coaches. We're going to let these guys know we still believe in them, that we still believe in what we're doing here, but we also know that it really is time to buckle down and to buck up.
Coach, under 500 record for what seems to be like the first time in franchise mode, at least in a long time. How do you handle this?
Definitely new for us. Not used to starting 2 and 3. Used to starting pretty positive. Having a pretty safe ride to the offs. But it's been tougher. We've had to have had to have people punch us in the mouth a couple times already. So, what we got to do is we got to get back in the lab. We got to figure some stuff out. We got to come together as a team and a coaching staff and really hash out what needs to be done here because these guys want to win. They got big heart and they got big talent, and so that's what we'll be focusing on in the coming week. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Snipes. I know that's a tough way to lose when you're up that many points and kind of just crumble. That's unfortunate. And I know, once again, he's a guy like Coach Rogers that I believe that's going to get things turned around. Both of them are 2-3 now, so that's tough. But I believe that, it's a long season. There's 17 games. They can definitely get this thing turned around and still can make a run for the playoffs. I know it's a huge win for Coach Hargard. He finally got his first win of the game and in big fashion with this huge comeback in a user game. Let's see what he has to say about this game.
Hey, Coach. What did you tell the team to be able to overcome the point deficit?
Honestly, just just lock in. Don't pay attention to the big numbers on the board. They don't really mean too much. We were down, and the point is we were down, and we had to fight our way back, claw our way back. So. Just, lock in. Let's focus on what we've been preparing and just try to execute at the highest level. So, yeah.
Coach, over here. How did you prepare this week leading up to the game?
It's funny. We got down to the basics, really. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. We looked at some schemes, some new defensive schemes, got together a new playbook. And then, just worked on just everybody doing their job, and that was the key to the victory, I think. So.
Yeah, Coach, forgot. What do you think is next for head coach Chris Snipes?
I'm a big fan of Chris Snipes. He's a phenomenal coach. I believe he's up for Walter Payton Man of the Year finalist. Big shout out to him on that. I think he bounces back hard with the team. I think they've had some adjustments that they've had to make, but I think he bounces back hard late this season. So.
Yeah. One more. I know we gotta respect your time there, sir. How do you feel heading into the bye week at 1-4?
Well, it gives us time to get rested up and kind of just take a look at the rest of the season and look at the schedule and just make some adjustments. But for now, everybody's just hanging out with their family, taking some time away from the game to get rested up. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well said, Coach Hargard. I mean, he has really just put on a great game plan there. And, fortunately for him, DeForest Buckner made a heck of a play. But I mean, even before that, he had battled all the way back to 24-24. It was really just a battle in that fourth quarter. And, great for him. He was able to pull it out and to show some grit to be able to come back from that game. But great week. Week 5 is in the books. Looking forward to week 6 and all the user games and stuff to come in the future. So until then, I'm Gus Johnson. I'll see you guys.